Hello all, and how art thou today? So today's video is going to be a slight introduction into the method I'm going to be using to create these looks. I'm basically going to show you guys how I taught myself how to do makeup, and
that's kind of what we're going to do today. I'm going to teach you a look with showing you how I learned. It doesn't make sense, but you'll see.
so when I was first getting into makeup and trying to learn, I was trying to figure out how to learn techniques, but watching videos didn't help me. Watching people on YouTube really intimidated me, and it was just too much for me. So what I actually started doing was going to Pinterest. That's right. What I would do is let's say I'm wearing pink today, right? Let's say I went to Pinterest and I looked up pink eyeshadow looks or pink eye makeup looks, and then you would see all these things that people pin, different pictures. I would scroll through and see one that I really liked and be like, ooh, I really like how that looks. So I would click on it and really look at the picture and just try to create it on my own. And that's honestly how I learned how to do makeup on that scale of eyeshadow. And for me, the best method is always just trying to replicate. So that's basically how I taught myself. So that's what I'm going to be showing you guys today. And now with that, let's get into it. I did already find a look on Pinterest because I was trying to figure out what do I want to do today. So I'm going to put a screenshot of the picture and on Twitter. I'm going to put a screenshot of the picture that I'm using for today's look. I got it off of Pinterest, like I said. So basically with this look, I wanted to go for something very colorful, something that looks like it's difficult for the average bear, but isn't actually that difficult. So I wanted to show you guys how easy it is to just recreate looks. So before I begin, let's see, who's my face? Who am I? Where my face? And I know in my last video I made this big to-do about my eyebrows, and I've been growing them out again. I know. Don't come at me. Get over it. I'm over it. They're eyebrows. I like playing. I shaved them. Now I'm growing them back out because honestly, look, there's not much there anyway. Who cares? So, whatever. Okay, so both eyebrows are done. Real quick before I continue, I apologize if you hear a dog barking. It's my roommate's dog. She is very old. She is blind and deaf, so occasionally she just gets upset at the world. I'm going to use my eye primer, the e.l.f. Putty Eye Primer. Okay, and I'm going to go ahead with my little brush, and I'm going to use that to apply it to my eyes. I usually use my finger, but I try to be civilized today and use my brush. So I know it looks a little patchy, just ignore it. Like I said, my skin's a little dry. We ain't gonna think about it. So, with this look, to begin, as you see, there are a million colors. So I see orange, I see pink, purple, blue, pink, more pink, some yellow, and a bunch of sparkles. So what I'm going to start with is this crease part. So it looks like it starts off from the inner corner looking like a light orange, and then it gets darker when it gets to the pink, and then it blends into the pink, and then it all blends. So what I'm going to do actually is start off with a yellow. So I'm going to start off with a golden yellow so I can blend it into the orange. And I'm looking at a look like this, I'm like, okay, obviously there's a bunch of colors that are easy to make out, but you have to remember that they still need to blend together. As you could tell, it's not chunks, like blocks. And especially with something like this, it can be easy to like not think about having a base color underneath the darker colors, if that makes any sense. So it can be easy to overlook that, and then you do the look and you're like, why does this not look quite right? So when I'm looking at this, and like I said, I'm going to start with the orange part. And as you can see, it looks lighter towards the inner corner, then it goes to darker. So that's how I know that it's not just one solid color. So that's why I'm going to start with the yellow and then blend the orange on top of it so you can see what I'm talking about. So I am going to start with the bigger fluffy brush that I have. This one. This Unicorn Cosmetics one. I'm going to use that. And I'm going to go in with this palette by Cara Beauty Flower After Hours. Going in with this palette, and I'm going to use the color Sunflower. So it's this nice yellow. So I'm going to use that, and I'm going to take it and put it right there, and then just blend this way. Again, I am sorry for the patchiness of my my primer. I'm not very good at applying it, to be very honest. I used to be better with it, but now that my skin is drying out, I'm just like having such an issue with it. So I really need to switch to something else, but this is what I have, so it's what we're gonna go with. So that's as far as I'm gonna go with it. And I'm gonna go in with the orange that's actually right next to it, the Stay Wild color. So it's gonna be that one. And I'm gonna start actually closer to like the center of my eye. That's where I'm gonna start, but I am gonna go a little towards the inner corner and then go out. Just like that.
I really want those together.
Okay. I'm gonna keep taking the same color and continue to go out. Just like that. But I am going to go a little bit up just to bring it up a little. And I'm going to keep working with blending it in with that yellow. Sometimes it takes a while. Sometimes you put it and you're like, oh, it's not blending. But sometimes you just really have to like take a light hand, not a heavy hand, because then you'll take the color off. You want to take a light hand and really just go back and forth lightly. And that'll kind of help you blend it out a little bit better. Just like that. So now we're going to get into pink. I need to decide what shade I want. I'm going to go with the one right next to Stay Wild, which is what I just used. I'm going to use Flower Child in the same palette, that pink color. I'm going to dip that same brush into that. And looking at the picture, it goes down to here. So that is what I'm going to do with it. And I am going to blend it a little bit with this orange at the end here, so that it all comes together.
Here we go. Just like that.
The next part is like this light pink and yellow on the lid with that blue liner part. So, as you can see, the lighter shades on the lid really don't start till about here. So, I'll take that pink again, and I'll usually bring it in just a little bit onto my lid. Now I am going to take my flat brush, this guy. I'm going to take this one. I'm going to take this Busy Bee color that's in the same palette. So I'm going to take that color and I'm going to put it on my brush. Let's see. And I'm going to go ahead and lay it down. Now this one has a slight shimmer to it, but nothing too crazy, nothing too over the top. And I'm just going to go ahead and plop it on top. And I'm kind of like lightly patting it onto the pink, because that'll help blend it in together a little bit. And I'm gonna stop about right here, maybe a little more in, hold on. So I'm gonna stop with this color about here. Yeah, and I am gonna take that last brush again real quick and just sort of like blend this pink in towards the yellow.
Just to kind of help a little with the blending. So see how it's, hold on. So see how it's like blending together a little bit more and it seems a little more seamless? That's what I'm going for. There we go. Okay.
So I'm gonna take a different palette now. Switching it up on y'all. I'm gonna take a different palette. And I'm going to be using this Colourpop Blush Crush palette. I'm using the shade Blossom Up. It's a nice light pink shade, but it also has nice like golden flecks in it, so it'll blend with the yellow nicely. I'm gonna take that color Blossom Up on that flat brush, and I'm gonna go ahead and place it right in there.
And then just sort of blend it into the yellow without overtaking it. So you're really just doing that.
Okay, and then that's that part. I'm gonna do this blue liner part. I'm gonna take this palette from, it is the Warrior 3 by Juvia's Place. I'm gonna take this angled flat brush. It's another Unicorn Cosmetics brush. So I'm gonna take that, and I'm dipping into the shimmery blue color that's in the palette. And it looks like they didn't make a wing with it, so what I'm gonna do is place it right there. And not go all the way to the inner corner, because then that'll round out my eye and just make it look very small and shortened this way. Like width-wise. Yeah. I think so. I think that was right. So I am just placing it on the outer corner of my eyelid. And just to make sure I don't get fallout and so that I don't mess up anything, I am lightly tapping it into place and I'm not swiping it. I am going to leave it slightly off the outer edge of my eye, and by that I mean it's slightly longer than where my eye ends, just to create a slightly more like elongated look with my eye. So to do the under part of my eye, I'm gonna take this little fluffy brush. It's like that bigger one,
but smaller.
So I'm taking this little fluffy brush, and I'm gonna use the same Warrior 3 by Juvia's, and I'm gonna take this like dark pink color. It does look kind of red, but I think it's pink, so it's pink. So I'm putting that right under my eye, and I'm gonna blend it up into that lighter pink that I have on my eye.
I'm gonna blend it up like that, and sort of pat it in, get it nice and blended, and really just swoop, swoopity swoop, just like that.
This one is a little bit more shiny and it looks dark, but I'm gonna use it as my like lilac color. I do have a lilac color in a different palette. I just don't have it on me at the moment, and I don't feel like going to get it.
Sorry, I'm lazy.
So I'm gonna use this Flower After Hours palette again, and I'm using that dark purple that's in it. What is it? Purple Sky? Yeah. So I'm dipping that onto my little floof, and I'm just gonna sort of put that right there. Because as you could see, like, it is a little bit darker than the lilac in the picture, but it's not like so different where it'll be an issue. And this is what I tend to do with these looks I get off Pinterest. Sometimes I don't have the exact color, but I'll go with something close and I'll sort of adjust everything else to go with it. So I just sort of, make it up as I go along. Because there are no rules. You can do what you want in this world, and if you want different colored eyeshadow, you do it. Now for the last part, there's a little bit of blue. So I'm taking the Warrior 3 by Juvia's again, and I'm using the matte blue that's in there. And I am just going to place that right in the inner corner of my eye, if that makes any sense.
Place that right there, blend it into the purple a little, sort of go out, shoop, shoop.
So now that I have all of the mattes on, I'm going to figure out the shimmers. I'm going to use the Is This Real Life Super Shock Shadow Vault by Colourpop. Got this a while back and I love it. Like, I love playing with these. So it'll be nice because there's so many different options in here, as you can see. Because of how they did this, I am not packing it on with a flat brush like I normally would for my lid. I'm going to use this like fluffy angled brush for it. So I'm going to use that, and I'm going to start off with the orange one, Shy Guy. I'm going to use that, and I'm just going to kind of do that. So it's like a little bit on the brush, nothing crazy. And I'm just going to lightly like do that. And I'm going to move it up into that empty space right under my eyebrow. That way it kind of blends together a little bit better. And I'm blending it in with the orange so it all just sort of looks like it's a shimmery pool of floating goodness. None of that made sense, but it's okay. I'm just sort of blending that in with that. I'm just creating this nice little shimmer. Going in with the yellow, floating. Oh, and I just said it was floating. I'm smart. Floating. I'm going to take that, put it on Floofy brush. I'm going to put it on the yellow, but also into the pink a little, on both sides, the lighter pink and this darker pink. So it really looks like it's blended together. I'm going to kind of put it in the crease a little, blend it out. Just like that, so you can see it really helps to like blend it all together, and it looks like it's all kind of like fading into one another in a very good and natural way. So I'm taking that same yellow, and I'm actually going to put it in my inner corner because it looks like that's what this person did. So I'm going to go ahead and put that there, right in there. Does look a little green now, but I'm going to leave it. So just like that, just sort of placing it on top like that. I might put another like shimmer on top just to kind of get rid of that blue that's kind of seeping in, but we'll talk about that when we get to it. And next I am going to use this blue shimmer, and it looks like a little bit of that is going into that pink on the outer corner. So that's what we're going to do. Floof blue. And then I am just going to like gently put that there on the outer corner.
Just like that.
So it's like the pink is still there, but then there's the blue. And now my favorite, the Ice Stream. I'm going to use this different flat brush. It's clean. It's a little bit fluffier than the other one I was using. Then I'm going to place it right under my eye. Right where that purple is, and the blue and the pink. Mostly on the purple. There we go. So I'm going with a chunkier shimmer now. This little brush, if you can see it, little brush. I'm going to take that, and I'm going back to Flower After Hours again. And I'm going to take this like gold that's in the corner here, and I'm popping that on the inner corner on top of that other yellow shimmer. But I'm only taking a little bit, that's why I'm using this little brush, and I'm just sort of patting it on top to cover that extra blue that I blended out. Okay, just like that. So that's that. I'm going to do the other eye, and I'm going to put mascara on, and I'm going to continue with this look. So as you can see, I lied. I got a little excited. I put on mascara, and I put on my foundation, and I contoured and did blush and all that. I've shown you guys how I do that before, so I figured it's nothing new anyway. If you do prefer to see all of those steps though, please let me know, and I'll do that in my next video. But for now, I did that off camera, and I put on some lashes to really like enhance the look. So last step is I'm going to do my lips. So I'm going to take this NYX lip liner. It is a matte lip liner in the color Vintage. Again, I apologize for how crusty they look. Just ignore it, okay? Fill it in a little, not too much. Okay, lip liner is down. I am now going to use this NYX Lingerie liquid thing. Yep. In the shade Exotic. Just like that. If you haven't noticed it, I am going to go for more of an ombre look today, which like I don't do usually. But I figured why not? Did a crazy eye look. Let's do something slightly crazy, but in like a neutral color. So now I'm going to use this Sephora thing. It is from the Wild Wishes kit. It's a lip stain, I guess. There's others. My mom got it for me for Christmas. And I don't know what color this is. Marvelous Mauve. Marvelous Mauve. So I'm just going to pop that on the center. Like here. Because I am still trying to learn how to do this. I am going to take a little bit more of the NYX one. Go right on the outer edge. So, what do you guys think of the final look? I'm honestly very happy with it, and I'm pretty surprised with how well it turned out. Girl, I'm about it. So let me know what you guys think. Let me know what you think about me doing other videos in the future that are like this one, where I find a look on Pinterest and I copy it. So sorry, I don't know why I said it that way. So yeah, let me know what you guys think and what you think of the new idea. I am just going to be, in the future, I am not going to look at anything ahead of time. I just sort of wanted to get an idea of what I needed today to like start this look. But if you have any specific posts that you want to see recreated, please let me know, and I will be more than happy to create a video about it. But until then, hasta la pasta.